Hi guys, in this video we'll be looking at the effects of the changing roles and responsibilities for men and women. Now guys, just advising you that this is the final video for roles, relationships and responsibilities. Now we'll be looking at identity crisis, right? Or problem in identifying who we are. Now, who are we? Now, we gain our sense of personal identity, right, from the people around us or from the roles defined for us by society in which we live, right? Now, if a man has been brought up in a patriarchal family where his own father was head of the house, the main breadwinner, and the sole decision maker, he is likely to think that this is how he should be when he becomes a father himself. This understanding will be supported within a patriarchal family society, right? Now, but it may conflict with other views, right? Well, it's the same thing for females, right? If a woman has grown up in a time where a woman's role was seen as primarily domestic and responsibility for looking after children, she may struggle to balance this view and her own desire to be a good mother. Now, with her desire to seek paid employment, it might be a problem. And now, the consequent need to place her children into someone else's care, she would need to look into that. Now, when expectations regarding family roles change, as they have in the Caribbean, now, then that sense of identity is challenged. I believe society has to reassess what it means to be male and to be a father, and what it means to be a female and to be a mother. Now, we'll be moving on to male marginalization. Now, marginalization of males really within a society is a process that sees a person or a group being moved towards the edges. That's basically what it really means. Now, when we speak of marginalization of men, we are describing the perception that men have moved from the central or dominant positions they once had. Now, this describes situation in the home when the family becomes less dependent on the man as breadwinner and decision maker. Marginalization occurs in education and employment where opportunities are open to girls and women in all areas, including those that would once have been exclusively masculine, right? We've seen that in society today. Now, while some men welcome moves towards equality, others struggle to come to terms with the situation and feel less secure about their roles and sense of identity. Well, yeah, that's on the negative side for males, right? On the other hand, we'll be looking at female confidence, self-esteem, and independence. Now, the effect of these changes have been very positive for Caribbean women in general, with many experiencing improvement in their self-esteem and self-worth. Now, this is a very positive thing or positive change for females, right? Now, a woman in paid employment receives a number of benefits, such as gaining a sense of independence. Now, this is by, earning an income in her own right. Now, she can now earn her own income, so she doesn't really need a male partner to finance her, right? Next up, we'll be looking at self-reliance. Now, she can now rely on herself financially instead of waiting, maybe every month for the male to give her maybe, give her money to purchase, grocery or something for the family. So she can now do that herself. So she can now rely on herself financially. She doesn't really need to wait until the male gets paid or the male give her some any money to do anything at all within the family. Okay, now next we'll be looking at she feels valuable through her contribution to the family. Now this boosts self-esteem. Now feeling valuable to a female is very important, especially within the her family, right? Now back in the days it wasn't like that. As you know, females would have to wait on the male to put food on the table, to make the decision of whether or not they should do this or do that. Now females can now feel a sense of security, or they can feel valuable through contribution, whether financially or some other support. They know of a voice. That's basically what I'm trying to say, right? Now we now move on to freedom of leaving the relationship because of financial independence. Now freedom of leaving a relationship because of financial independence can be seen as where should she be going through verbal abuse or physical abuse, she can now leave that relationship because she doesn't really need, as you know, everybody needs money to get along. Everybody needs, a financial bucketive to someone to lean on, but she can now lean on herself financially, so she can always leave the relationship if she is being abused, as I say, whether mentally, physically, or verbally, right? Now we're now going to move on to making contributions to society through her knowledge and skills. Now, making contributions to society, that was once the male's role, right? So it was natural, or it was normal to see the males contributing to society. So it was nothing new. That was their role. So now, in today's society, where females can now make a contribution to society now would see her, would highlight her, because that's normal, the role, the male's role, right? So most persons would say it's a bit unfair, seeing as it is that males used to, do that, or and they weren't that highlighted, maybe because it's a bit new. So to see a female doing a male's job or something like that, right? Society tend to give them more acknowledgement, right? So that's basically it for making contribution, right, to society. Yeah. So in turn though, as you know, society tends to appreciate them by doing this, maybe giving them an award, for contributing, right? And there goes. That's it for being appreciated by society. Now, as you know, a woman who shares in decision making within the home feels more valued and highly regarded, which again improves self-esteem. The beneficial results of these changes, though, sometimes have to be balanced by other considerations. Traditional female roles, such as being the caregiver and the agent for socialization, should not be downgraded. Women should never feel that they have failed if they are just a mother, since this is still one of the most important jobs they could have, and to successfully bring up children to be effective social participants in a major contribution to society, right? So they should never downgrade that role, right? But most persons doesn't see it that way. So it also must also be remembered that not every woman in the Caribbean has experienced this equality or these improved life chances, right? And the benefits they bring. Now, similarly, despite all the progress so far, there are still improvements to be made in achieving true equality. Right, guys? Now that's it for today, or that's it for this video, right? I'll see you, or we'll talk about effective parenting in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.